Hello YouTube. This is my quick review of the Mazda Miata MX-5. Haven't seen many reviews from owners of the Mazda. Most reviewers are from magazines or websites and such, and they're reviewing review samples provided to them by the manufacturer, and they're all pretty much brand new cars. I thought I would just create a quick review of my Mazda, which is now approaching the 3-year mark. It's about two and a half years, a little bit over 2.5 years of ownership. My model is like 2009 with the hardtop, retractable hardtop. And I just wanted to throw some comments about the car, so in case there are people out there thinking about buying it either new or buying it on the used market. This is just my opinions. Everyone will, is a subjective opinion. I'm sure everyone will have a different feel for the car once they've test driven it. But let me just talk about some of the positives. One thing I like about this car, it's very simple. There's not much here. A lot of the specs you can get from the website, from Mazda, or from the different various reviewers. My model is a 2009, and I am making this video January of 2012, so you can see that it's I've had some time with the car. There's not much here. Basically, it's a great driving car. Everything that everyone says about it as a driver's car is exactly correct. It's a great car. One thing I would say or comment about it is it a satisfying car to own and drive? I would say about 80% yes. But you know, enough about the positives about it, because you can get everyone on the internet is pretty much telling you, you know, all the reviewers what they like about the car, and I echo all those comments. It's a great driving car. But let me just talk about some of the things that the 20% that gets me thinking about always, well, is there something that can replace this car? First is because it is a convertible, even though I have the hardtop, noise levels can get a little high on the road, and you will basically, if you're a music lover, you can forget about it. It's the road noise is gonna be a little bit overbearing, and you're not gonna be able to hear your music very well, even if you blast it. Then that creates a situation where things are just too loud, and you shouldn't be listening to such high decibel noise. It's just going to hurt you in the long run. That's one problem. Obviously, I wish that the music or audio system had a better way of integrating with MP3s. It does have a CD MP3 capable player, but I wish there was some way to integrate with an iPod or memory sticks, but there isn't. Another thing that bothers me is, and this is a common problem, and you'll read about on the Miata forum, the shifter from first gear to second gear can get a little bit notchy. I've heard of or read of people on the forum switching out their oil and you know, making that a little bit better, but you know, I'm right now still stock with the last 3 years or 2.5 years. I might do that, but it is a bit notchy and it does bother me. I do sometimes find myself shifting from first to neutral, then over to second. That avoids the notchiness from going straight over. But other than that, all the other gears are fine. I do have a 6-speed because this is a touring model. I don't have the leather seats. I just have the fabric seats. I just didn't think the cost was justifiable for the leather seats and the Bose stereo. Totally not needed. Another thing about this car that I don't like is the gear ratio, I guess. From first to second, you really have no power to do anything. And then you really need to be in third most of the time for any kind of slow maneuvering. But it's just, you just have to do an extra shift there to get to third. And I wish the second gear had a little bit more power to go from red lights, from stop to go. You know, when you go to first or second, it just takes a lot longer for you to accelerate on the lights, and you'll find that most cars on the road will just beat the Miata from a red light. Not that we're here to rev it to red line on second gear just to get it up and going, but I mean, I'm trying to be as economical as possible on gas, So, you know, I'm shifting around 3,000, 4,000. I don't want to go to 5,000, 6,000 just to get myself going. And another thing that I don't like about the convertible hardtop, I don't know if you can see this. I'll try to see if you can see that little blue tape there. That's where the roof meets the front windshield, where it secures and locks in. It creaks when it's cold. During the cold weather, that point will creak and you'll hear noise during while the car is moving. Also on the other side, you see I put some blue tape over there, also electrical tape, just to see if I can kind of stop the creaking a little bit. It works sometimes, and I guess I might need to put more tape in there. But you know, that kind of bothers me sometimes. You know, I feel like the car isn't put together well or designed well on those points. I've heard in the forums or read in the forums, people tend to tighten those. So that might help out, but I haven't brought mine to the dealer for that. The last point I want to make about this, kind of a disappointment with this car, is Mazda really needs to beef up the horsepower or the torque a little bit more, just a little bit more. When you have a second passenger in the seat here, my wife is only about 110 pounds, and I can feel the dramatic difference in the response. I think Mazda needs to beef it up a little bit, maybe bring up the torque to match up the horsepower, or just increase both if they can. Obviously, a turbo version or something with a little bit more horsepower or a bigger engine might help, but that will increase the weight. So yeah, those are my pet peeves, I guess. The major one is the second shift, the notchiness of the 6-speed. The creakiness of these joints making noise, and just the responsiveness of getting a little bit more torque would be a little bit better. I mean, they need to raise it a little bit, just a little bit. I'm not sure what would be appropriate. I mean, 200 would be nice, and maybe up to 170 pounds of torque, something like that. That would be great if possible. But other than that, great car, great driving car. We'll see next year if I still have it. 3 years, maybe I'll sell it, get something with a little bit more horsepower. Hopefully this video has helped those people who are thinking about buying either a used one or a new one. If you're in a sunny area with lots of curves, by all means, I think this is a great car, especially for little small local roads. But if you want a little bit more horsepower, you might want to take a look at the BMW. The Z cars, a lot more money, but a lot more horsepower. But otherwise, as a MX-5 owner, I'm a very happy owner. Unfortunately, that 20% makes me look around sometimes at other cars to see if there's something out there that can handle as well as this thing. Because this car is a great handling car, and it's just amazing handling car. If there's something else out there that comes out with more horsepower, it might make me rethink owning it, or if I should sell it or not. So hopefully this has helped you guys out there who are looking to buy it. All right.